Welcome to All Things Possible. We're excited to be sharing with you a new episode this week. We are here in Idaho Falls and we're sitting right here in this wonderful little area. You can hear the falls in the background. There's so much power in the water. I want to use that kind of as a metaphor for what we're talking about today, because power can bring destruction in the water. The amount of water that flows can bring destruction, or it can bring and build up and be beautiful. These falls are beautiful, but in 1976, the Teton Dam broke, and there was nothing beautiful and built up about that. The water was destructive.
So this whole area that we're in right here was underwater. In fact, it flooded up into the downtown area around us here at Idaho Falls because of the use of the water and the way that it came through. And that's our lesson for today, is your words can be beautiful, they can nurture, they can add to, or they can be absolutely destructive.
Right, so the power of your words, are they going to be building up or tearing down? We love to be able to share messages with you, and this is one that I have a quote. I'm going to read it for you today, but I have a quote that is, the words you speak have the potential to build up or tear down. Choose your words carefully, as your words can create or destroy. And that is such a powerful thing. We constantly have opportunities in our life to share our words and create or destroy by them.
And it's the words we say to ourselves as much as the words we say to others. In fact, I think the words that we say to ourselves have a lot of power to destroy or build up as much as anyone else. In fact, we are in Idaho, and yesterday we both spoke at a conference. And it was a down day to me. For me, I was fighting quite a cold, and also I was in a lot of pain. Last week we were in Mexico, and I did something bad to my knee, and that's a whole nother story altogether.
Right, and we got in late. We drove up, and we had some issues and some things to take care of, so we didn't get in till almost midnight, and we're getting up at 5 and 5:30 to get ready for this conference.
And you can still see that I did not get enough beauty sleep, so I was tired on top of all that.
Me either.
And so when I got done with my presentation, I will tell you, I was off my game, okay? And when I got done with my presentation, it would have been real easy. In fact, the little monkeys that live in my head started to say, "Man, that was terrible, you!" And I shut them right down. And instead, I turned around and I said to Kris, as I had time to talk about it, I said, "You know what? There's some things I could have done better on that presentation. It would have been easy for me to go, man, I suck, that was terrible, this and that, and start complaining. And that is tearing down. We tear ourselves down, and we tear down what we've created and what we've built. But instead, we chose to go, hey, that was good, but there were some things we could have done better. I'll look to improve on that the next time."
But at the same time, we had multiple people. There was a lot of people that had been in the audience to hear him speak that came up and told us how it had changed their life and that their life was going to be better, and that they knew that was the whole reason they came to the conference. We can build up or tear down with our words every single time. I want to tell you about 2 days before that, I am in the middle of a book launch. It's my second book, and it's been in pre-launch, and the very first day that those books started to arrive in homes, I was going through a really tough situation, and I was a little bit down. I'd had some words that tore me down, and
somebody else's words brought you down.
And I was really having this thought of like, wow, do I really go through with this book launch? Do I really push my life out there in this book? And the next morning I got up, and at 10 minutes to midnight, one of the people that had received my book had messaged me on Messenger, and she said, "I am a third of the way through Brendan Bouchard's book. I'm a third of the way through Stephen Covey's book. And the day I ordered your book, I also ordered Tony Robbins and Jack Canfield's book." And after looking through the books, she chose to read my book. Now, in that what she was telling me, in that she put me in a category with these other 4 tremendous authors and these icons for our community for leadership and personal development. But it also, she went through and said in just what she read in the introduction, the first chapter, that it was already changing her life, that she felt like the heavens had opened and sent my book directly to her.
And so that really built Kris up at that time, because I seen Kris struggling. Our words are so powerful. And she was struggling with hearing words, and it wasn't even about her book on the other situation. But she was struggling with that. And to see a friend say, I had these 4 people that I was reading, I had those choices. And after I read a little bit about your book, I knew that was the message for me and that I had to do that. That created so much.
Right,
and shifted.
brought so much value.
So your words have the power to absolutely change somebody else's life. It's just which way are they going to change them?
Right. And I want to tell you one more experience. We get to be conscious of what we're saying. On this one, I'm actually going to tell a little story on my mother. And I absolutely love and adore my mother. My first book came out and she read it. And the first words she told me were that she found some errors.
Actually, it was the only words that she said at that point.
At that point, she just said she had found 2 or 3 punctuation or grammatical errors, basically editing errors. And I know our conversation got diverted because she's told me several times how proud she is of me and excited for the book and stuff. But
in
those
that
initial
occasion,
words that came from my mother about me publishing a book and all of this, it really had an effect on me that wasn't building up. It really hurt to think there was no mention of that I wrote a book or that she agreed with the traits or she had any of that. And I know there was no malicious intent there, but as you are a manager or as you are a coworker, how are you bringing to light those things that need to be said? The words that you're sharing, they can be said in such a different thing. You can actually be more conscious of creating the positive and the build-up, as well as the construction of having to change some things or make some changes.
So her absolute intent was to help Kris, but it was the way she chose the words, and just the way we received them. So.
And hey, Mom, in case you ever see this, she also found a couple of errors in Bill's book. And after Bill's book came out, she talked about how she loved what he was sharing and she loved the stories and the experience and his personality coming out of the book. And then she shared that there was a couple of errors. That was so valuable because when we did the reprint, we actually had to go through it with a pen and make sure.
When she did that, she says, I mentioned some errors. I says, Mom, will you please do me a favor? Will you take and mark up that whole book? I'll give you another one that's not marked up. Mark up that book and make a list of those so that she did me a great service. And the way she handled that time, it was to build up, and it was beautiful.
So the same person can use the same words and it can build up or tear down. You need to be conscious of how you're using your words, how you speak your words, and what you do with your words create emotions. They create energy, and we just get to be conscious of that. As communicators, it is our responsibility to use our words in the best way possible.
Absolutely. Your words are your tools. Use them wisely. And your intention can always be your intention can be the best of intentions, but if you don't choose your words wisely, they can absolutely tear down. Can I share with them what I say to you in the morning?
You do not say this to me in the morning, but it's been said.
It's been said. So when I really think my wife is striking, like right now, like all the time, I do.
When you hear the end of this, you might wonder if he's been digging a hole.
I can say, oh honey, when I look into your eyes, all time stands still. And how do you feel?
I feel beautiful and that he values me.
And that I'm sincere, right?
That you're sincere, yes. He's building me up.
Okay. But I can tell her the very same thing and just choose different words. Same intent. And say, babe, you know, you got a face that could stop a clock. Thank you for not slapping me.
That was tearing me down.
Same intent. And of course, that's way over exaggerated. But think about that. When you talk to somebody, are you saying, when I look into your eyes all time, stand still, or you got a face that can stop a clock? Same thing, different words, entirely different message. Are you building, are you creating, or are you destroying with your words?
Thanks for being here. We love having you with us. If you have not joined our community at allthingspossible.biz, go and join our community. We love all the people that we have in our community, and we love to be able to give you information and ideas and share what we learn in our life and on our path and our journey with you.
And also check out Kris's professional page, KrisBarney.com.
Yeah, go to KrisBarney.com if you'd like to see me speaking and training and the professional side of that as well. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for joining us. I put my hand in front of your face.
Okay. The one that stops a clock?
No, the one that makes time stand still. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.